We've been learning a new method of teaching. We began with the upside down teaching. It was very dramatic, a big change for us to release and let the children explore. We went from a method of the teacher being up front doing most of the talking to the children actually exploring and coming up with open-ended questions, questions that have more than one answer. So it was kind of a big change in letting them see the struggle and explore and finding out for themselves.
I agree, piggybacking on that, just giving the kids the release to letting them struggle. It's hard not to jump in as a teacher and say, no, that's not how you do it, but letting them struggle and make those mistakes and letting them realize that it's okay.
A typical day used to be teacher introduce the lesson, we have the books, then we break up, we go to centers, we rotate through the centers. Now when we start, we begin by short introduction, open-ended questions. Let's say before, if I was teaching subtraction, then these were the manipulatives for subtraction, these were the manipulatives for fractions, these were the manipulatives for geometry. Now they all stay out all the time. So now when they have a question, they are able to get whatever they want, so that they might still be using a manipulative that was used for subtraction. They can show their way of how they learn.
We're really just facilitators. We are there to walk around, and if we see someone struggling, not give them the answer, but give them questioning that would help them find that answer. So instead of telling, we're just kind of guiding them along so they can discover for themselves. And I think that's a huge change from, what it used to be. Unwrapping, they talk a lot about unwrapping the standard. I think it's a lot different from what I remember anyway.
I think, too, giving them the opportunity to fail, maybe. I don't think, at least, I'm the oldest one here, but, failure was bad.
Yeah.
And I think now we give them the opportunity to use it as a learning experience, to realize that they can learn from those mistakes, and, well, you did it this way, and obviously that one didn't work, so how else could you approach that problem? So it's different.
Yeah.
And when you circulate, you kind of are looking for, a team that maybe did make a mistake that you can learn from, and you can bring them up to the board. They may have got it halfway right, but letting them come up and kind of letting the other students guide. The other ones might have the right answer, so maybe they can share the different ways and help the other team build off.
And I think a lot of that goes with respectful talk too. We talk with the students about how can you respectfully disagree with someone, and how can you prove to them that you think you're correct. So I think that will last a lifetime.
I think at the end of the day, when you see the satisfaction on a child's face, knowing that they have pride, that they were able to get through the struggle, and that they did it themselves, and it doesn't come without struggles. You get the tears, and you get those that, you go over and you support emotionally, because not everyone is as verbal as other children. But when they get to the point where they struggle through it, and they can now do it, and they show their product, for a child who was never one to have a finished product, and who was never one to come up with a unique idea, that in itself is rewarding enough.
When they persevere, and
Yes.
you see the pride, you see the smile on their face.
Yeah, the pride.
And maybe that's the only thing they have all day to be happy about.
They worked for it.
They
earned
worked
it.
for it.
They're definitely more confident learners now because of it.